what happens then when you let another people set the time for you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
When you operate in their time system, that time system will destroy you physiologically and mentally. It will destroy your mentality, your memory, and your capacity to think. You confuse that with a lack of ability. You ever notice once you get out of the exam, how all your stuff comes back to you? Yeah, which means then that you didn't lose knowledge, you didn't even lose the memory. You lost the capacity to do what? Under the pressure of time to what? Retrieve it. And to appropriately organize the memory, you see. So if you want your children to appropriately remember, to organize their thought, to organize their behavior, you see, then you must provide them with an appropriate time system. A system that recognizes their history, their experiences, their goals, and so forth, and then organizes their time within that construct. You got to throw out these time systems that these people have given you. You got to throw out these time systems that the society lays on you. You got to throw out these time systems that they put you on radio. You know, I hear a lot of people complain, all we hear is people analyzing the problem over and over again. You know why? It's not that often the people don't have the solutions, but often you must set up the analysis of the problem so people can see how the solution is logically related to the analysis. But since you have bought white folks radio time, right, and you go on ad time when they tell you to go on ad time, and you go on news time when they go on news time, you see, in other words, you've inherited a radio system that's based and a time system in radio that will vitiate your capacity to stick with your people long enough so that you can work from start to finish. You see, we've bought this idea that a guest can only appear once. Then sometimes the guest may have to appear for a whole week. You see, I may have to stay for 2 straight hours. You see, so that the people can be truly educated. The radio stations and the media must be organized in their time sequences in terms of what we must accomplish as a people. They are not there principally to sell ads. They must be there to educate the people. And therefore they must provide the time necessary for that education to take place. That is why we need an independent, non-commercial radio. So that we can give the kind of time we need to solve our problems as a people. And you have to understand this kind of situation and understand what is happening. So these people organize their time, they organize their institution. This is what ruling peoples do. You see, they control the government. African people, you must shoot for the control of the American government. Yes. That's why I'm advocating a black party, an independent black party. Yes. Yes. I know some Negroes are saying immediately, well, you never win the presidency. I don't give a hoot about the presidency. Jesse Jackson could have been a far more powerful leader if he'd given up running for the presidency and decided to truly represent black people in this world. He would have been able to influence presidents and to dictate to presidents because he would have had the power of black people behind him. And ultimately, the power is not sitting on the throne. The power is behind the throne. Electoral politics is not governance. Simply because you're voting someone into office doesn't mean you're engaged in government and that you're engaged in the governance process. We got a lot of jokers selling voting. Every time people call up on the radio, every problem that black people suffer from is because they don't vote. If you would vote, get out of here. Ask the basic question. Look at the major victories of black people. Were they attained by voting? Huh? Did we vote in order to get the vote? Then why are we being sold voting as the chief solution to the problems of African American people? You know why you're being sold voting as the chief problem for African American people? Because the bourgeois class that rules us, and I'm speaking now of the black bourgeois class, okay? You see, you got to learn the principles of domination. I'm telling you. One thing that the dominating class does is to make those who are dominated think that the interests of those who dominate are their interests. And that they can, and to make the dominated think that they can only achieve their ends by satisfying the interests of the dominated. It's an old trick. Reagan ran it on America and has broken the country. What did he tell the folk? Supply side economics. Now look, if you give the rich people a tax break, they're going to take that money that they saved and they're going to invest it in industry and create jobs for you. And you had old Perot last night saying, well, the trickle down thing didn't trickle down. And he's right. What did they do with the money? Played with it. The Perot said it again last night. What did they do? They played with money. And what they did, swap the industries that already exist between each other and just generated false wealth. Not building, not investing. As a matter of fact, that crew took its tax savings, engaged in leveraged buyouts, indebted its corporations to no end, created massive debt in the nation, and then had the nerve to deindustrialize America and ship its industries outside of the country. And then they sold us equal opportunity, equal rights, and equal employment. And they include in their ad, this is an equal opportunity company. But you know what? The company's not even in America. And the way the companies are, the people don't even have those kind of laws. You can't even get into them. And that's the nature of this beast, you see. They're going to pass all these laws, and when you get ready to execute them, you'll find out that the factories and things that they were supposed to execute it for are no longer there. So now you got the laws on the book, but you're in worse shape than you were before. And so and Reagan then told the American people that if you support the interests of the rich, then they will solve your problems. And now they're learning here in 1992 that their problems have multiplied. And you're going to find that this is the case with any bourgeois class.
Yes, sir.
It's going to tell the dominated that they will solve their problems, or the lower classes, by supporting the interests of the ruling group or the bourgeois class. The bourgeois class that rules us has to a great extent gained its wealth and prestige through the electoral process. They have gained elective office. They have gained beautiful contracts, set-asides, and they've gained access to some industry and ownership of various resources. Okay? And then they want to tell us and the masses of African people that if they support their electoral interest, which will put them into office, which will permit them to operate within the Democratic Party, that it in some way or other is going to advance the interests of the masses of African people. And therefore then we are sold voting, and we are made to think that the election of one of these people represents an advancement for the race. Okay? And we think enriching one or two of them will give us a vicarious pleasure while we starve to death out here in the street and are homeless. You gotta get get ready for revolution. Yeah. They then set up a set of social relations. They control community resources. These people that rule control what? Resources. That's the essence of power. A control of resources. A control of institutions. Wealth. You understand? A class consciousness, an ethnic consciousness, an identity one with the other. They control their resources. They socialize their own children. They educate their own children. They train their own children. They create the institutions in which this socialization and education and training takes place. This is what ruling groups do. That's why they create their exclusive schools, prep schools, graduate schools, and other kind of things. And why they tell you you should go and scatter yourself among all these other institutions. They have an ideology of group superiority, of group worthiness, and an overwhelming desire to be free and independent, and a drive for hegemony, a drive to rule and to be in control of themselves. They control superior coercive force. That's how they do. They're in control of what? The army, the police force, and in control of power. So when you finally get totally out of hand, they're going to bring in what? The National Guard and the Army and so forth. If you're going to be a powerful people, then you must control what? Superior coercive forces, superior physical forces, control real power in that regard so that you can maintain yourself and deal with other people. This is what power is about, you see. And these people express a willingness to fully and effectively